We're live. We are live. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. We're here to discuss a lot of things. I did not put in the title, but I guess I could put it in the title. 1 second. Let me go to my channel so I can share this to Twitter, and then we'll be good to go. Maybe, can I change it, the title? Share to Twitter. Boom, boom, boom. Tweet. Hello, everybody. Hello. Am I able to change the title of the broadcast? Okay. Oh, edit. Hold on. Edit. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Spoilers. Hold on. I guess I could have put spoilers. It's okay, guys. 1 second. So I can get over and change it. And boom. We're good. We're still good here. We're still good. Save changes. Okay. I'm not changing the start. I'm just changing. Oh, limit to 100 characters. Okay, hold on a second, guys. Huh? I mean, I should have put spoilers. Save changes. There we go. Changing the titles, people know what's going on here. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hello, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Is Dark Ages a new publication? So yes, so Dark Ages is a new comic. I just got it today, along with Batman 89. That's an 89. I say Batman 1989, but Dark Ages, of course, Marvel, and we have Batman 1989 here. Surprisingly enough, I wasn't sure. I mean, I heard good things about this, so I decided to pick it up today. And Batman 89, of course, I was excited since I heard the announcement that this was coming. I actually like Dark Ages more. I did. And I was quite surprised because I was expecting to like this more just because it's the Burton verse of Batman. And I really enjoyed the first film. You hacking it up over there? Sorry, Lucy the dog. It decided to now, as I'm live streaming, to chew on her bone and hack up a storm, because what she does when she's on her bone, she just goes crazy on it and doesn't realize she's choking herself. But I was most excited for this, even though I heard good things about Dark Ages, but I wasn't sure about this new run here. But Batman 89, I was really hopeful. And overall, it's solid, in my personal opinion. I'm not saying it's bad. I think overall, this first issue of Batman 89 is pretty solid. But in my opinion, the ending saves it. The ending, I think, is the most interesting bit, especially the last couple pages. Definitely has me intrigued to see what happens next. I'm definitely going to continue reading it. I just feel Dark Ages had a really more interesting setup and a really more interesting first issue. But it's not trying to knock Batman 89. I was just kind of hoping for a little bit more in this first issue, in my opinion, from Batman 89. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, we all have different opinions. It is what it is. So, yeah. But overall, a Dark Ages, I definitely recommend both. I think people should definitely check out both if you want to read on them. Since there are supposed I'm gonna okay, well, apologies for that. Spoilers. Let's see here. So I think this was definitely an interesting little cameo for sure. Hey, have you ever thought about looking for the Invincible comics? I have been looking at the compendiums. I think it's how you pronounce that. There's 3 of them for Invincible. I have looked at that, but I don't want to spoil myself with the show, because I think the show pretty much follows, not to a T, but follows some pretty closely to some of the things in the comics, obviously. So I don't want to. I want to read them, but I also don't want to, just because I would spoil myself for a couple different things, I would think. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment on that. But yeah. But I mean, I have looked at them. Actually, they had at Barnes and Noble today. They had all 3, I think, there. And I looked at the first volume, and I'm like, how much is it? I'm just curious how much it is. Like $60, I think, total, but it was a gigantic book. But I'm just like, I just don't want to pay for that right now. Spare time, Durling, and it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I hear that it's a fantastic comic, and obviously with the compendium, it's a lot. But I don't want to spoil myself for the show because I really loved Invincible. I wish I had more episodes, but I love the first season so much, and the fact that we have season 2 and 3 coming, I'm really excited for that. So I don't want to spoil myself for any potential storylines or characters or whatever, because they already did so much of those 8 episodes expanding the world. And I saw a video where someone had showed where in the Compendium Volume 1 the story cuts off in the show, and seeing how much more story is left with Volume 2 and Volume 3 of Compendium completely untouched, and then only a fraction, probably not even 1/3 of the first Compendium even covered in season 1. I'm so intrigued, and I don't want to ruin that for myself. That's what I'm saying. Invincible is a straight adaptation of the comics with slight changes. Like, that's my fear, that I would get that spoiled. You know what I'm saying? The Boils was based on a comic made by a publisher that was owned by DC Comics. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that as well. I think I heard that it was, but I wasn't too sure. And then people were like, yeah, it's based on the comics and all this stuff. Yeah. The Dweller in the Darkness is setting up the Fear Lords coming in the MCU. Possibly. What's up, Rex Road, man? What's up, man? Yeah, so I apparently, from what I understand, the ending of the first episode with Omni-Man, I almost forgot his name, Omni-Man killing the Guardians of the Globe, that happens later in the story, and they did that in the first episode to really throw you off, because the first episode of Invincible is a traditional comic book, show story. In that beginning, it was pretty much typical tropes, all that kind of stuff, heroes, villains, and it was very, typical. And then it went crazy. Do you think you get a Thunderbolts movie? I don't know about Thunderbolts movie and all that kind of stuff, but we know he's popping up in She-Hulk, and I feel like they're setting him up for more appearances. I mean, it's been a long time since seen Abomination, but I feel like at a certain point they decide, let's give it more time so he becomes more like a comic book accurate looking Abomination. In my opinion, that's what I think they probably ended up doing, is that they could have brought back Abomination at any time after the Incredible Hulk, but they decided to wait. And maybe the wait made it to where he transformed more into what we know and think of the Abomination from the comics. I don't know where Andy is. I haven't spoken to him. I think I spoke to him earlier today, but I haven't spoke to him about coming on. I was just wanting to do this live stream to talk to you guys. Do you think whatever's going on with the rings will tie in Marvel's? Possibly, Scott. I mean, there was a reason why Wong was in the movie, and there's a reason why they had, Carol show up there at the end. So we'll see. I feel like we can really relate to Peter in the Spectacular Spider-Man. That's always been it for me with Spider-Man. He's a hero that everyone can relate to because he has real people issues. Exactly, Bob. I feel like with the show, they have done a great job with these first 4 episodes alone, showing his dual life and showing that it's not easy and that he pushed people away. I mean, the show starts off with him, Gwen, and Harry. And that all went downhill so quick. I mean, he pushed Gwen away for these reasons over here, and then Harry's pushed away for another reason entirely. It wasn't like he lost 2 friends in one issue. He lost them in different areas. And for him to also help out with Aunt May with bills and things, it just shows a human side to Peter, which we do see in the comics. It's just they could easily avoid that storyline with Aunt May being broke or having money issues, or Peter having a lot of issues with trying to keep his friends happy and keeping the friendship there without them really understanding what's happening, because he can't really tell them. So yeah, the Doctor Strange What If episode, I mean, my reaction, I mean, it was crazy. It was a crazy dark episode. I was not expecting that ending. I didn't know what to expect as an ending when it kept going, and realizing, okay, eventually something bad's going to happen. He absorbs that good Doctor Strange, and then he basically destroys. I wasn't expecting him to destroy everything. I wasn't expecting that. It was bonkers as hell. What team up are you most excited for in Armageddon? Mine's Barry and Mia and Barry and Jefferson. Well, I don't know about the team ups who we're going to be seeing. I know for a fact that in the shooting, we do see Barry and what is his name? The Atom. I forget his name. Man, I'm blanking on his name. That Brandon Routh plays. The Atom. I forget the actual character's name besides the Atom. But we know they team up in the crossover. We don't know about any particular team ups exactly. Speaking of Dark Strange, I have a theory of what we're going to see Strange Supreme. Do you think it's a possibility Strange Supreme is a villain No Way Home wants to drain Peter's powers. Possibly. There's a lot of rumors now since we've seen the What If episode that we're going to be seeing that Doctor Strange show up again. You may have seen me in your comments on Spectacular Spider-Man. Great content you're providing. Well, thank you so much, Lucas. Thank you for supporting those videos. I really love the show, and I'm going to continue the show until it's unfortunately over. But I'm having a great time watching it. Thank you so much. Ray Palmer, that's the name. I couldn't think the name. I couldn't. Party Thor? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what the next episode is. Possibly. Who's the better MCU villain, Taskmaster or Wenwu from Shang-Chi? It's kind of hard to choose. I mean, Taskmaster wasn't that great, though, but I don't know. But Ray Palmer. So, yeah, but we know that team-up's happening. We don't know about anything else. Speaking of which, what is your favorite Spectacular Spider-Man villain so far out of the 4 we got? Vulture, Electro, Lizard, and Shocker. Lizard, I think because we've had more time with him because we saw the transformation, and it was a slow build. Like, even though it wasn't really a slow build, it was only a couple episodes, but we got more time with developing Connors. With Electro, we saw him in that episode briefly before he became Electro. With Shocker, we saw him in the first episode, but we haven't seen really much of him, and he's more of a villain character, so we're not really supposed to really connect to him that way. But with Connors, he's just trying to better society, and he's trying to help himself, and he's trying to help others. And unfortunately, it goes down a dark path, and the transformation scene was so dark for a kid's show. It was pretty messed up. And so I think Connors is definitely the most interesting. Vulture, same thing. We introduced him in the first episode, but we really don't know much about him outside of the things they told us. With Connors, they gave some more time leading up to that. I agree, Scott. I really do. And thank you so much, Scott, for being here, man. Thank you so much for being a support. I see you a lot in the comments. Thank you. Just saw the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. Yes. Just saw Shang-Chi a few hours ago. Cool to see Wong to do stuff outside Doctor Strange. Yeah, that was really cool. And we're going to see Wong in Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't know how much screen time he'll have, but at least we know he's in the film there as well. It's really cool. I feel like Wong is one of those characters that he can jump across and have, because he's really important to the lore of the MCU in terms of what they've built up in terms of him and Doctor Strange's connection and their friendship. So him being around is very impactful for the MCU because him being in Shang-Chi just opens the floodgates for a lot of things in terms of Shang-Chi's world. And with Wong appearing there, and then, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, and then whatever, who knows? He might pop up in the Marvels. Who knows? I mean, he is really busy, and so I feel like we're going to see Wong a lot more. I don't know. I mean, I'm curious about this. I still need to catch up on a Batwoman. I did catch up a little bit. I'm not fully caught up on the show, but hearing Poison Ivy, I mean, I heard that they did tease her at the end of season 2, but we'll see about how they handle that character. What did you think about Ben Kingsley returning? That was interesting. Of course, he was, teased and everything, and he was apparently leaked. I wasn't really sure, believe it or not. I don't think he was forced. I feel like it was funny, and I feel like they had to address it because they completely, I want to say clickbait. Maybe you can say clickbait for the film, but a bait and switch, essentially, because they told you the Mandarin is in Iron Man 3. He wasn't. So they had to address it. So I felt like that was pretty smart. Well, they have said that character is not going to be popping up in the MCU, and Kevin Feige has been very adamant about it. And I feel like it's one of those things where Kevin Feige is not lying. He's being honest. A lot of times Kevin Feige will say stuff that of course, he's fibbing and he's not telling the truth. I feel like with this, they're not going to, because I don't think that character's owned by Marvel. They can't even use him if they wanted to, and they don't want to use him. A movie, could they get the guy directed Shang-Chi? I mean, that'd be good. That'd be good. The event films for Phase 4 are No Way Home, Multiverse Madness, Quantumania, the Marvels. Basically, the Fantastic Four, I don't think Fantastic Four is part of Phase 4. I think Phase 4 has been announced in terms of SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con 2019. All of those projects, TV shows, and films are part of Phase 4. I don't think there's anything a part of Phase 4 that hasn't been announced. So anything outside of those films and TV shows announced at SDCC 2019, unless things have changed, that's Phase 4. So what you're talking about is possibly with Fantastic Four, and Marvel's is Phase 5. But we'll see. They're tying in the 4th phase of Doctor Strange and the multiverse, and it really allows more freedom for MCU characters to cross over more than just Avengers. Yes, exactly. And I feel like what we're going to get in Phase 4 and continuing on into the MCU now is a lot more crossover, especially with TV and especially with these characters. We're going to be seeing a lot more of them popping up in other places because these actors they want to be in the MCU. They want to be a part of this universe, and they will take the job. Shang-Chi, I assume the Ten Rings were a connection to Mandarin, who was an Iron Man villain. Yeah, so the Mandarin is traditionally an Iron Man villain. And I don't think Shang-Chi's father was the Mandarin in the comics. Maybe at one point he was. I can't remember, but having him be Shang-Chi's father was a really cool and interesting way to go about, at least in terms of the storytelling. I'm not talking about the comics if they've ever done that. I'm talking about for the film, it really added depth. And then it kind of helped with the Iron Man 3 situation where they heard the legend, the lore of the Mandarin or this guy with the 10 rings. And so they created this fake persona of the Mandarin. That was pretty smart. Shang-Chi was phenomenal in my opinion. Obviously, these are two different films, but seeing Snake Eyes first, it baffles me how disappointing. See, I didn't see Snake Eyes. I heard it was bad. I didn't even react to anything on the channel for it. If you go back on the channel, there's no reaction to anything Snake Eyes. I was not interested at all, and I'm glad I didn't go because I was like, maybe they could revitalize the G.I. Joe franchise. Of course, they can't. But I'm glad that I didn't see it. A full backstory for Hawkeye. I mean, we kind of need it. We haven't heard much from him. Yeah, Fantastic Four is they weren't in the Phase 4 trailer. They were in the Marvel celebration of the movies. That wasn't a Phase 4 trailer. That was just a celebration of the movies. How do you think they will write out T'Challa? Kill him off screen? I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. Everybody needs therapy, of course. Of course, we know nothing at the moment, but would you prefer the Fantastic Four movie to introduce the characters to us origin style, or would you prefer them to already be heroes and just jump into it? Origin, I know that's kind of iffy to say because we've seen the origin twice already in terms of 2005. Was that the first time the film was first Fantastic Four film was released officially? Because we had that 90s film, but then the Fan Four Stick 2015. They were both origins, but we need the MCU origins. I feel like this is the first Marvel family, the first Marvel team up characters, the first family of Marvel, Fantastic Four. So I would think you need to do their origins, and you need to explain how they get their powers because this is a whole new timeline, a whole new thing here. What if Kang actually wins by conquering the multiverse? I don't know. I mean, I think they're setting up Kang to be Kang is probably the next Thanos, in my opinion. I don't know. He confirmed Fantastic Four's last film. I have not seen that, but if you can point me in the direction, I will go check it out. Apologies, guys. I'm trying to catch up on your comments as much as I can. I apologize for that, guys. I'm just behind a smidge here, but I'll get to them as fast as I can. And I'm sorry if I miss any of your comments, guys. I'm just trying to keep up here. I'm glad you saw it. Yes, I'm so happy I saw it too. I was so happy. I was blown away by the film. I had high expectations, but I wasn't sure what to expect. I was blown away. No, so what happened is they lost the rights to the character of Shang-Chi father, so they rewrote it and they made it the Mandarin. Okay, well, I mean, there you have it. I mean, I feel like this was overall a better decision in my personal opinion. Since Shang-Chi had Wong, does this mean Shang-Chi's in Doctor Strange 2? No, I don't think this means he's going to be in the film. That just means that Shang-Chi's now in the circus, as it was said at the end of the film, in the mid-credit scene. I feel like he's just now in the circus. That means that Shang-Chi is now officially a part of this. He still has other characters to meet. Obviously, he is not officially full-blown an Avenger, but now he's a part of this whole world, which they did a great job. Some people were wondering how they were going to handle introducing new characters that have not been established yet in the MCU after all of this has happened. How are they going to handle it? Because Black Widow has been established since Iron Man 2. Well, Shang-Chi was the real first test in terms of a brand new character who has not been introduced in any previous film. It wasn't like Shang-Chi appeared in Endgame or Infinity War and then Shang-Chi got a movie. Shang-Chi was introduced for the first time in this movie. They did a pretty damn good job, in my opinion. Really good. Real T, how you doing, man? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Real T, man? It's been a bit. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Just consume it. Don't ask questions. I don't know what you're referring to there, but okay. Let's see here. MCU Spidey confuses me. Homecoming and Far From Home set up Sinister Six with introducing a bunch of villains, but how can they do the multiverse and the six in one film? Well, multiverse is just going to bring in the other, Sinister Six is probably within the MCU, but they're bringing in other villains from outside of our universe to create the Sinister Six of this film. It's not really covering the multiverse in terms of we're going to see a bunch of different Spider-Men, like in terms of like Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales. We're going to be, of course, we're all assuming Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, but we're talking about just the villains from their 2 films. It's not like we're going to be jumping around throughout the Spider-Verse or whatever and all that. I think Superman and White Canary might show up in Armageddon as surprises. It's possible. I think Superman is more likely, but they're both possible. Yes, I do agree with that, though. Have you collected any Funkos recently? And hey, don't sweat it with the comments. Take your time, man. You're the man. Well, thank you. I have not collected any Funkos recently. I just don't have any room. And honestly, I've not really felt that urge to go get any. But maybe at some point if I have more room. But unfortunately, I don't. But right now, I'm getting more focused on making content for you guys and watching Law & Order SVU with the ghost over here. And playing games. Doing other things, like not trying to spend money as much. We got to watch our spending. But yes. The Multiverse Madness of Doctor Strange 2 is going to be absolute nuts. Yes. Did you hear the rumor of a Fox Arrow character? Yes, I did. I actually made a TikTok about this. I know TikTok. But I actually made a TikTok about the tweet that came out about that. So, but I don't know who it's going to be. There's a lot of rumors and stuff. It's probably not going to be. It's probably going to be someone we don't expect. Probably. I agree. Shang-Chi was definitely better than I expected. Yes. How do you feel about Midnight Suns now that you've seen gameplay? Has seeing the gameplay made you less excited for the game? Yeah, I'm not that excited for it. I'm not. I don't like the card-based system that they're trying to introduce here. I don't think it's going to work. And I think, too, even the people are like, well, the CG trailers and gameplay are completely different things. They're made by different people, and you got your expectations too high. But the CG trailer looked awesome. Okay, the outfits, the look of the characters, so good. Obviously, I wasn't expecting that kind of quality of the look of the characters in game, but they don't look that great. Like some of the cutscenes and stuff did not look good. Obviously, they got time to polish it, but not a lot of time, so it's not going to look 10 out of 10. I'm not excited for it because of the card turn-based thing. I'm actually going to fix my camera slightly because I'm like really low here in the comments, blocking me out a little bit. But yeah, so overall, I'm not excited for it. Shang-Chi versus Black Panther. Ooh. I personally like Shang-Chi more, and it's not because the film just came out. I just personally liked it more. Black Panther was awesome, but Shang-Chi, I like the story better. No, I don't think Venom or Morbius will pop up. No, I don't think so at all. See Bruce back a normal-looking self, not seeing Crystal looks gone, but I wonder at some point they will do a twist on Immortal Hulk or World Breaker. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was surprising too. I'm not sure. I kind of hope they give an explanation at some point. Maybe in She-Hulk, we'll get an explanation of how he's back to being Bruce now. But we'll see. My son's going to love Midnight Suns regardless because Wolverine and Ghost Rider are in it, so we'll be getting him regardless. Well, there you go. Hey, if you have enjoyment out of it, that's awesome. For me, I might see what gameplay looks like when people are actually playing, or wait to see more gameplay from it. But from that trailer alone, I wasn't that interested. But that's just me. That's just me, That's the thing. Being a reactor on YouTube, or just being a commentator or a critic or viewer, whatever you want to call people now who make videos, because we do reactions, but people, try to find other words because reactors has a bad name to it for some people. But as somebody who makes content on YouTube talking about the things that I love, things that I'm interested in, I got to be honest, I like the CG trailer. It looked awesome. I was really hyped for it. And then the gameplay came out, but I got to be honest with you. Can't lie and say, oh, I'm excited for it if I'm not. We need to see Spider-Man leading the new Avengers into fighting Kang like in that old Spider-Man animated series, if you remember. Yes. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. I hope we get to see Tom Holland continue. We'll see. Marvel really should try to make a fighting game to compete with the Injustice games. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the newest one, was not that good. And I don't know if Marvel can actually get to that level of Injustice unless it's rumored that the actual studio who makes the Injustice games are making a Marvel game. We'll see. What do you think of Superman appearing in Black Adam in the Flash films? Henry Cavill? Yes, I would. I would love that. We can talk about whatever you want. Whatever you want. We're just chilling here. What are you looking forward to most in Spider-Man? Something already established, developed, or how they do a character you haven't encountered yet? Well, I mean, I have seen an image, maybe a couple, but I remember seeing one image of Venom, and with Eddie Brock in the show, I'm really curious how they develop and get to Venom. How long that takes, I don't know. I'm curious because they find a way to have they found a way to have Eddie involved immediately in the show, and they're kind of buddy. And right now, things are a little bit uneasy in terms of where I'm at watching the show, but I'm curious about Venom. I sure do. I sure do. I sure do. I gotta fix one thing though, guys. Hold on one second. I just thought about this. The ending. Turn that on. I forgot to turn something on, guys. Hold on. Okay. Fixed it. Do you think The Rock will look and be badass of Black Adam? Yes, I do think so. I hope I can't wait to see what the suit looks like. Villains from Keaton's Batman? I don't think so. I could be wrong though. I don't know. Do you think it's weird Alex Danvers is returning? No. I feel like it would make sense. At least someone from Supergirl is going to be showing up. Bob, I'm not sure. I'm planning on getting a review copy. I'm going to request a review copy from Warner Brothers to review for the channel. I might react to it while I'm watching it for the first time and review it, and then put out a reaction later. I'm not really sure. I haven't reacted to The Long Halloween Part 1 or Part 2 or Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. I didn't react to them. I just watched them for the review for the channel. But I may do that. I'm not really sure, because I gotta think of that fine line, because Warner Brothers sent me review copies for those 3 movies, for Long Halloween Part 1 and Part 2 and Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. They sent me review copies to review on the channel. Like, it wasn't like I went and bought the film and then reacted to it and put it up on the channel. Like, they're sending me review copies. So I'm trying to is it morally going to look kind of weird and like go, okay, I reviewed the film, but I also reacted to it, and here's my reaction, and here's footage from the movie on my channel. It's fair use. Warner Brothers will release it, but they might see it as, okay, you're just getting a free movie, and you're getting a review, and you're getting monetization, and you're also getting monetization on a reaction on a film we sent you for free. So I got to think, I don't know. It's one of those things I got to think about. Yes, I hear what you're saying. I don't think it's weird, though. I don't play it. I don't play it anymore. I gave up. Maybe way behind, but it's officially confirmed that Batman 22 is going to be the same universe as Joker. Is that... who confirmed that? Well, I mean, my reaction is up. It's quite interesting, for sure. But my reaction is up if you want to go see it. I mean, that's what an actor is saying. That's not what Kevin Feige or somebody over at Marvel who works on the story team is saying. Did you happen to see the official release of Aquaman 2? Yes, I did. I responded to it on Twitter. It is a stealth suit. It is not his official new suit. People are like, he's losing his classic suit. No, he's keeping the classic suit. That's just a stealth suit he's going to be having in the film. I'm not sure, Mercenary. I mean, we have a good amount of people already confirmed. There might be a couple that are surprises, like little cameos. We'll see. If we couldn't get Kara, Alex was the next card I was hoping for. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Kara. Yeah, it was good for Aquaman too. It was. So is Barry creating Flashpoint while opening up the multiverse? Is the multiverse the consequences he makes? It sounds like it. I'm not really sure. We'll have to wait and see on how they go about that. What did you think of the after credit scene? I hope the next film is the first ever Green Arrow animated movie to explain how he and Barry met. Yeah, so that was really cool. Yeah, I mean, that was interesting. That was a really quick after credit scene, but it was nice. It was cool. I mean, I don't know if they have to address her, but I mean, it depends on how the show ends. You think DC upcoming movie projects are more exciting than Marvel's? It all depends on what you prefer. Like, I mean, for Marvel, they're putting out a ton of TV shows, a ton of movies, and DC has a ton of DC content in terms of TV and movies, but they're not all interconnected. DC's going the route of multiverse, and Marvel, I mean, they're opening the multiverse, but all of it's connected. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It was interesting after credit scene. It's interesting. I don't know if I should tell you. I don't know. Well, there you go. I mean, but I just don't play it. What do you think of Stargirl season 2 for? Well, I mean, my reaction's out there. If you want to go see my reactions to it, my reactions are out there for it. It's pretty good so far. Which was your favorite Arkham game? Arkham City, no question. Arkham City. Or you want to see Kara appear on Superman and Lois season 2 or 3? I mean, I don't think she will. I don't think Melissa Benoist is ever going to return into the Arrowverse. I feel like Melissa Benoist is done. She is done. She's moved on. She has her own. She's other things she's doing right now. So we'll see. I hope it's a Green Arrow Longbow Hunters film. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, Green Arrow. I think they should do a Green Arrow because Arrow was successful on television. They should do a Green Arrow animated movie. Oh yes, me and the Ghost are definitely excited for Cobra Kai season 4. We love season 3. We binged through season 1 and 2 like nothing, and in season 3 we went through it like crazy. We finished it so fast. Kara in Arrowverse, they're not. I do not see them ever recasting Kara. If they ever recast Kara, it's from a multiverse situation, and it's not going to happen for a while. I feel like they're going to put that character away, and I don't even know if they could even use Kara, because we're going to be seeing Supergirl in the Flash film. So and they're developing a Supergirl film, and I feel like it's one of those things to where the show's coming to an end. We're not going to have the character in the Arrowverse anymore. I mean, she did return, and I feel like this is just to wrap up the storyline they were trying to set up Green Arrow and the Canaries, and then they're going to be done with her. I don't feel like we're ever going to see her after this. I'm surprised hell she's in this. Reactions to how in-depth you break down the episode's plotting and characters is great stuff. Well, thank you, Lucas. Thank you so much. Thank you. I try my best here. I try my best. The DC Supergirl to the Arrowverse, whatever that is, they won't do that. You will not see crossovers like that. I doubt you'll. I mean, we did see the Flash, but I have a sneaking suspicion they're not going to make that a regular thing where you're going to see Supergirl from the Flash film going to be popping up in the Arrowverse, or you're going to be seeing, I mean, there's rumors we're going to see Grant Gustin's The Flash in the Flash film, but I feel like that's a little bit different. They're both speedsters, and it makes more sense that two Barry Allens or two Flashes in the sense run into each other. Makes more sense than having another Supergirl from another Earth popping up in the Arrowverse. I don't know. I don't know how many episodes we're going to see we're going to react to on Lucifer, because Lucifer's a long show. It's a lot of recording, and it would just depend. I'm thinking we might just end up reacting to episodes that are like big episodes. We might end up just reacting to those. I'm not really sure, but it's a lot of videos, so I don't know. The Ghost's favorite Marvel and DC movie? I don't know. She's not really a big Marvel or DC fan, so I don't know what that answer is. She's not really into Marvel or DC. I mean, she does watch Stargirl. She watches The Flash, but it's not like a thing where she goes out of her way to watch Marvel and DC. It's like not like a thing. She'd rather be doing other stuff, clearly. So I don't know. I don't think you have a favorite Marvel or DC movie, do you? No. Wonder Woman, yeah. So basically, we'll be seeing more Superman and Lois crossovers. I don't know. Maybe. Well, thank you, Bob. Thank you for stopping by. What do you think of Stephen Amell wanting to return as Green Arrow in the future if the opportunity presents itself and thinks an Arrow limited series on Netflix or HBO Max? Well, it wouldn't be on Netflix, and it would be on HBO Max if it was to happen, or the CW, and I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like Arrow is done. Green Arrow and the Canaries couldn't even get picked up. So I feel like with Arrow, I mean, that has more of a shot than Green Arrow and the Canaries, obviously, because that show was axed, was never continued. But I don't know. I feel like with you would have to, a lot of things have to be in place for Arrow to return. And the way they ended Arrow and the way they set up where Oliver is at the end of everything, it'd be really difficult to do it. It would be difficult. They could find a way, but I just feel like it just won't happen. I feel like Stephen Amell is done. I mean, he said he would come back, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I feel like there'd be a lot of stuff that would have to happen in order for it to happen. They would have to get David Ramsey back as John Diggle, and I know people don't want to hear this, but they would have to get back Emily Bett Rickards, whatever you want to call her name, how you pronounce it, as Felicity. They have to get back a lot of people for it to work as an Arrow limited series. Unless they completely revamped and changed that show, they'd have to get a lot of people in place in terms of behind the scenes and in front of the camera for it to work. So we'll see. Apologies, guys. I'm missing your comments and questions here, guys. The best way to get them to make sure they're read is super chats. It's the best way I can see them and everything. Is I think I am missing some here, so apologies for that. All issues aside, the Arrowverse is one of my favorite DC continuities. I mean, yeah, continuities. Yeah, me too. I do enjoy it. I have a lot of critiques, but that's just me. You're not Starman's kid, Courtney. Yes, I am. And she finally accepted it. Finally did. I'm really excited to see Michael Keaton reprise his role as Batman and put on the cowl again. Such a nostalgia for me. It's awesome. It's great. I can't wait to see it. Well, Christopher, we might see that happening. Who knows? It's been so long since you've seen Walking Dead. They gave Negan a redemption arc, and Rick is gone. I know Rick is gone. So I did see bits of that episode online, the Rick is gone stuff. But yeah, I have no real interest in that show anymore. Yeah, I recommend watching Stargirl, in my personal opinion. I feel like Stargirl definitely deserves attention, for sure, in my personal opinion. I think season 1 was great. I think season 2 overall has been pretty solid so far, and I'm curious to see where they're going to take it. But yes, I recommend Stargirl. I do recommend watching it. Yeah, I feel like they don't need to reboot Arrow or try to bring it back. I feel like it ended where it needs to end. I'm probably not gonna pick up a copy. Probably not. I'm not because I'm not. I don't want to be supportive. It's just because I have no reason to buy it because it's on HBO Max. I can just watch it there, And I don't buy a lot of physical copy stuff anymore. Like I buy a lot of my games now are just bought digitally. It's just easier for me. But that's just me. But yeah. Stargirl will cross over in 2022 finally. Yeah, I do think. I mean, I was surprised that they're not bringing her over for this Armageddon thing, but then again, I guess the story didn't warrant for her to pop up. I feel the worst thing any person can do to a reaction channel is leak any kind of spoiler, even hint, because that takes some of the reaction away if they see it coming. So hopefully it doesn't happen to you. Yeah, I hope not. I mean, I try to be very good about not looking at stuff that leaks or people like saying the stuff, or I'm very careful about reading comments as well on certain things I do on the channel. So, but yeah. Would you rather have Daredevil get his own film or get his own show back for 4th season on Disney Plus? I don't think that's happening. I feel like what you're going to be seeing is Daredevil popping up in other people's shows and stuff like that. I feel like that's more likely what's going to happen than him getting his own show or film, in my opinion. We'll see. Massive DVD collection? Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, I got stuff on the wall back here, DVDs and Blu-rays, but we don't buy a lot of that stuff anymore. No. I want a 2-part smaller Flash Stargirl crossover event. Maybe we'll get one later in season 8. Maybe you will. Maybe. Doom Patrol season 2 and the other proper DC shows movies I need to catch up on. Shazam. Well, there you go. I mean, definitely watch Shazam. Definitely. But yeah. Da 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 da. I mean, yeah, he did have his own. Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I'm assuming what we're saying. Do you think Marvel will do Secret Wars or Avengers vs. X-Men? Possibly, Anthony. Possibly. I feel like Secret Wars is definitely an interesting option. Avengers versus X-Men have to take some time. They couldn't do that right away. They'd have to wait. I think on that. The Flash should be, for God's sakes, get better next season or just in. I think the show literally has a plot armor. Possibly. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping it's better. I mean, this 5-episode crossover event with other characters popping up on the Flash should be good. Should. Let's see. Netflix Marvel shows were so good. Looking back at them, minus the Iron Fist. Yeah, I hear you. Luke Cage was great. Jessica Jones. I didn't watch season 3 of Jessica Jones or Iron Fist season 2. Haven't seen those. There's rumors Kristen Ritter will pop up in She-Hulk. We'll see. If she does, then there you go. I know you guys were talking about Charlie Cox. Yeah, Charlie. Yeah. Da 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 da. Guess people are asleep. Not many people coming on tonight. I guess people are sleeping tonight. Tomorrow's what? Labor Day? Labor Day tomorrow? Labor Day. So where are people at? Why are they not awake? What's going on? Come on, people. It's been an honor getting to chat with you. I'll see you for episode 5, Spidey and you and all the others that say Excelsior. Peace out, Lucas. Thank you. Favorite scene in Shang-Chi? Man, I don't know. The third act was fantastic. The third act was so good. I don't know my favorite scene. I don't know about what particular scene. I will say, though, the final fight, holy crap. I mean, the whole third act was fantastic, but yeah, really good. I hope they recast Iron Fist to have him cross over Shang-Chi. That would be awesome. Yeah, I feel like Iron Fist is the most likely person to be recast. I think Luke Cage also be recast. I don't know, because we're hearing all these rumors about Kevin Feige liking certain people, liking certain actors from the Netflix side of Marvel and wanting to use them, but kind of in a different way, but still wants to work with them. So we'll see. Despero will be cool. Despero. How you pronounce that? Yeah, I hope so. Love you, Chainsaw. Been subscribed for 6 months. Iron Maiden rocks. Awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And yes, Iron Maiden has a new album out. Yes. I watched Shang-Chi yesterday. Awesome. What'd you think, Michael? What'd you think? Out of all the Marvel characters from TV shows besides Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, and John Barthol, who do you want to see back? I definitely want Ghost Rider, Coulson, Quake, and May. Coulson and Quake. Ghost Rider too. Why not? Why not? He loves ninjas. Awesome. It was good. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Michael. Awesome. That's cool. It's really cool. I think this is good actually for the MCU in terms of box office because Black Widow did pretty good, but it definitely dipped in terms of its second week. And I hope Shang-Chi has legs. And I feel like it will because Black Widow was Disney Plus, of course, same day and date. So I feel like with Shang-Chi being theatrical exclusive and the word of mouth being really good compared to Black Widow that wasn't getting the best response, I'm hoping that Shang-Chi continues to do good. We'll see. Would have been the one to direct No Way Home, would have been sick. Excited to see Madison's version. Yeah, I mean, I understand that point, but I feel like it would have been really weird if he were to do his 3 Spider-Man films, Raimi, and then do another Spider-Man film. You know what I'm saying? We'll see, though. Is it true there will be a Batman series featuring Affleck? I don't think it's true. And we've been hearing that for so long. I don't think it's happening. I miss the old Arrowverse days, Invasion, Earth X era. I hear you, Scott. It's been a crazy journey since those events. I feel like that's when Arrowverse definitely peaked in terms of crossovers and character moments. Crisis on Infinite Earths could have been so much better. It should have been so much better, but it didn't. Did Abomination seem weird in Shang-Chi? I felt like he should have talked or something else. I wonder why they made him more comic accurate. Well, I feel like the criticism about Abomination and Incredible Hulk was the look. Everything else was great about Abomination, my personal opinion. So they probably make it more comic accurate to have that so we can have that reference point. But I think it's because we haven't seen him in so long. So it kind of makes sense that he looks different now. So we'll see. Next movie I want to see is Venom Let There Be Carnage. I mean, it's coming out soon. It's still coming. We'll see. We will see. And to anybody, hit the mic there. Apologies. Anime Just Movie, me too. And I'm so afraid. Well, thank you so much, Rex. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you. And I do recommend 2 comics to you guys. Some of you probably weren't here earlier, but I want to bring them up again. We have Marvel's Dark Ages, issue number 1. Definitely recommend it. And we have Batman 89, in case you haven't went and picked it up yet. Picked them both up today, read them both back to back. And pretty solid stuff. I personally enjoyed Dark Ages more, surprisingly. Batman 89 was pretty solid overall, but the ending saved it for me. I wanted a more interesting story in the first issue of Batman 89. It was overall fine. Wasn't blown away, but the ending, I was like, okay, and then it ends. Dark Ages, wow, okay. They do not waste any time getting to some crazy shit. So I recommend both, in my personal opinion. Marvel Dark Ages. There's multiple variant covers as well for Dark Ages, but I got the regular because I think the regular Dark Ages looks really cool. And Batman 89. I'm not sure if 89 has any variant covers, but I recommend both. One Marvel, one DC. There you go. Also, not surprising that the Batman and Spider-Man No Way Home trailers absolutely broke the internet. Yes, they did. I'm not surprised though. What games are you playing right now? I've been playing SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I have not played the original game. I never played it. I heard it was fun, people's childhood. I bought it a little while ago, and I finally started getting around to playing it because I 100%ed Maneater on PS5 and PS4. It was a shark game. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it was a silly little game playing as a shark, destroying things, attacking other sea creatures, eating people. It's just a crazy game. But I 100%ed on PS5 and PS4. So I was like, okay, because I bought both as a bundle. Like, you got the PS5 and PS4 version. I got 100% on both. And then now I'm playing SpongeBob SquarePants. And I think after that, I don't know what I'm going to play next because me and the Ghost have actually started getting into reading more. We actually read and she's reading right now, actually. She's over there reading away. But we've been reading more. Like I said, I read the 2 comics here, Batman 89 and Dark Ages today. Read both of these today. And I've been reading on, and I read a part of it back in the day, but I didn't finish it, but I kind of get the gist of where the story's going. The Dark Side War in Justice League, Dark Side War. So I've been reading up to that part. I actually passed where I stopped reading it, so I'm really invested into it. I'm really enjoying it, and I gotten some other books and comic books that I want to start reading more of, because I want to get back into reading more comics. I read a lot when I was younger, but now I haven't read as much as I would like, so I'm definitely getting more into that. Well, Matt, for me, I love graphic novels, but the comics, I mean, look, I did not want to wait, because they said you can get the graphic novel of Dark Ages in like May of 2022 or something. And I'm like, I don't want to wait till then. Like, I heard this is great. And then Batman 89, I don't want to wait till it's done. It's 6 issues. And then me getting, I want to read them now. Like, I used to get a lot of comics when I was younger. Not so much anymore. There was a surge back when they did Rebirth in 2016. I ordered and I got a couple issues into all, like a variety, like Green Arrow, Batman, Justice League, Green Lantern. I'm trying to think what else I read. I read a couple of issues of some Rebirth when they first launched Rebirth, but I didn't. I stopped at a certain point. But now it's like I'm keeping up with these. I'm going to keep up with Dark Ages and Batman. Dark Ages. I'm watching myself. Dark Ages and Batman 89. But I recommend both. I feel like, and people are saying Superman 77, which of course I think it's Superman 77, Christopher Reeve. I may check that out at some point, but for me, I was more interested in this. My cousin used to have the original version of SpongeBob game. Yeah, I heard it was good. I forgot about the continuation of Batman 89. I got Smallville season 11 last year with Batman, so hearing there was a chance of Batman to take on. Yeah, so Smallville season 11, is that a graphic novel or is it only comics? I'm curious about that. Oh, okay. Dark Ages. So Dark Ages. It's about. Actually, let me look up the character. Hold on. I want to verify the character's name, because I don't know. There's a huge variety of characters involved in this. Someone had talked about it. So yeah. It's a machine, the Unmaker. It's a machine. I'll show you this one little shot. That is the Unmaker right there. The Unmaker. And he's a machine. 10 billion years ago, a living machine was created. It was made to protect the universe, to stop entropy, ENTROPY, in its tracks to consume black holes. But over millennia, feeding on so much darkness changed the being, corrupted it at its core. The Unmaker was tainted and wild, and it began to unmake everything. The living machine unmade worlds and entire galaxies. And I'll stop there. So that's what's going on. And essentially, the Unmaker is waking back up, essentially. And the Unmaker is somewhere very important. So I recommend, if you want to read, at least in my opinion, a pretty interesting story in terms of setup here. And it's from Tom Taylor, and apparently Tom Taylor is very well known for creating some crazy stuff. So I recommend Dark Ages. I mean, if you got a comic book shop, or you get, I think it's on Comixology or whatever, you can read it online. At least check out the first issue, Dark Ages. I think you might be surprised. I was like, I heard about it. I'm like, okay, and I was quite surprised by it. I think so as well. I really want to see Sarah now, Superman, Black Lightning, Flash. Well, she's interacting with Flash. She has. She's interacting with Flash. Stay on the Dark Ages series. The writer Tom Taylor loves doing great. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's coming with this. You think Pattin's Batman could do better than Bale's? Maybe. Oh, interact with them more. Gotcha. I feel you reading more. I haven't read a comic since the 3 Joker storyline came out, and Batman 89 looks good. Grace. Yeah, definitely check it out. I recommend it. For me, just personally, I wasn't blown away by Batman 1989 issue 1, but the ending was definitely intriguing, and I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see what's next, because I'm like, this is interesting. What if episode 3 was awesome? Black Widow rocked. I agree. Episode 4 was so dark. It was. There you go. Awesome. Are you planning on doing a hopes and scares for No Way Home? Listing things you think they might screw up and things you hope to see. Oh, yeah, interesting video. Maybe. I think what I might do, I might wait until the second trailer and then give my thoughts after we've seen some more footage. Because right now, we can guess all day of what's going to be happening, because we've heard so many rumors and so many leaks of what's actually happening. We don't know for sure what's in this movie. We don't know. I think what's actually more interesting is what Multiverse of Madness is going to be doing, because we've heard so many things of what's happening and leaks and who's appearing. We know who's confirmed, but we have no idea what's happening in that fucking movie. So we don't know. What are your thoughts on DC doing Black Superman? Good choice or bad? I think it's about Val Zod in terms of HBO Max limited series. I feel like we need more stories in terms of comics. We've seen a ton of Superman stories as Kal-El, but having a different version of Superman, Val Zod, yeah, there was rumors Val Zod was going to be in Crisis. Didn't happen, but I heard rumors, and I'm not saying this is real because I don't know for sure. I'm just saying it's rumor, and I got verified by somebody else that said that I heard the same thing. I heard Val Zod, Superman, was going to be popping up in Crisis, played by Cress Williams, who plays Black Lightning. I heard he was going to be playing Val Zod, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know how far along that got along, if it was happening. I don't know if that was a part of a script, or if there was, I don't even know if there's any screen testing in terms of suit. I have no idea. All I know is that I heard the rumor that Cress Williams is going to be playing Black Lightning and Val Zod. I don't know. I have no idea. Favorite storyline done in comics? That's a good question. I don't know my favorite comic. I don't know. There's been some good ones, though. I don't know. Good question, though. Let's see. Yes, it was. Yes. Episode 4 of What If was dark. Yes, it was. If anyone likes Marvel's Avengers, go to Carrot Scraps on Twitch. He loves playing Marvel's Avengers. Okay. I still say Doctor Strange might be Mysterio Law, even though everyone else thinks Mephisto. He's always Mephisto. Is it possible Savitar was a future Flash the night Barry's mom died? No, I think he was a Savitar. I think it all spawned off Zoom. Well, that's what I heard. I heard the Val Zod rumors around the time they were making. After when Crisis aired, I heard the Val Zod rumors was happening. Yes. So the graphic novel for season 8 is Armageddon. Is the first one. Well, yeah, we also heard that rumor, but see, the sources of Green Arrow and the Canaries was not the same source as Val Zod. The Green Arrow and the Canaries sources were a couple of different people that ended up being wrong. The Val Zod stuff, the person I confirmed the Val Zod stuff, completely separate from Green Arrow and the Canary stuff. And this person has been very reliable and knows their stuff. So when I threw out a couple different things about why I heard that Tom Welling was going to suit up as Superman in part 5 of the event, he's like, yep, heard it. Didn't happen. I said I heard Mark Hamill was going to be popping up as the Joker in Kevin Conroy's Earth during that episode. And he's like, yep, heard it. Didn't happen. Heard Linda Carter was going to be popping up as Wonder Woman at some point. He's like, yep, heard it. Didn't happen. So, yeah, I mean, when he was saying heard it didn't happen means that it just didn't come to fruition. He was saying those things were discussed. Tom Welling as Superman was going to pop up. He was going to be suited up. Joker, Mark Hamill was going to happen. And Linda Carter, Wonder Woman was apparently going to be happening. And so that's why in the Crisis on Infinite Earths tie-in Arrowverse comics that came out, that's why Linda Carter Wonder Woman is in there, because they couldn't get her for the actual live action performance. Well, the news I've heard that was come from Twitter was that Greg Weisman confirmed 17 or 18 episodes are completed. So it's getting close. We're going to be getting a trailer. I'm assuming a trailer at Comic-Con at DC Fandom. So we'll see. Where do you think the Flash went wrong? Bad choice off villains. I could see that. Yeah, I can see that happening. It's probably what it was. A couple of different things probably happened on the Flash and made it where it is. I know it's a hard question. Sorry. Well, here's an easier question. What's your least favorite story done in comics? Mine was Spider-Man Clone Catastrophe L. Hated that in the Spider-Man. The worst. I honestly don't know, because I've read. It might have been something when I was younger. I'm trying to remember. Back in the 90s, there were some questionable storylines in the 90s. But I can't remember what it was. I think it was an X-Men run back when I was little, and I was reading it, and I did not care for it. I don't remember what it was called, but I just stopped reading it, and then never looked into it again. But it might have been some X-Men run in the 90s at some point. I cannot remember. I can't remember. I just wasn't interested in it. And I love the X-Men 90s animated series, so that was quite surprising to me. But in terms of like recently, I haven't thought of it because everything I'm reading, I've either enjoyed somewhat or whatever. Applause to Titans and What If for having the darkest episode this year. Yes, I'm still shook and processing what happened to Hank. What makes it sadder for me is that he finally got clean. Exactly. Messed up shit. Weren't there rumors of Green Lantern being played by Dave Ramsey? Yep, there was rumors. We were supposed to be getting that, and I think they pushed it off for some reasons. And of course, we got him doing crossover stuff this past year, kind of hinting more at that. I don't know, because the rumor I heard he was going to be popping up, but it wasn't going to be David Ramsey from our Earth. It was going to be another David Ramsey from another Earth playing a Green Lantern from a multiverse thing, but who knows? If you're referencing Onslaught is my least favorite, no. Onslaught, I love the Onslaught series. I love that. I want to get the omnibus or the graphic novel of it, but it's hard to get. It's hard to get. I've heard of this, Michael. I have not played it, though, but I did hear about the All-Star Brawl. I did. Guys, I'll be on here for a few more minutes if you guys want to put your comments and if you want to make sure your comments are read, even though I'm getting to all of them, but I think I've missed a couple. If you want to make sure your comments are read, super chats are the best way that I can see them, because you guys, sometimes your comments come flying in and I'm trying to get to all the ones that are standing out. But yeah, but thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out for a bit. And like I said, one more time, and I'll say it once again, Dark Ages, Batman 89. Go check them out. Trust me, you want to go check them out. I prefer go to the actual comic book store. I don't know if they'll be open tomorrow, but you should go. I was worried they wouldn't have either of these, because these were like, people have been talking about these two issues. So I was worried they wouldn't have them. They had a lot of copies, so I was quite happy. Yeah, I heard One More Day. Yeah, people saying that One More Day. Well, I have not read it though. Can't wait for Young Justice to come back. Hopefully we get more Red Hood and the Phantoms. Yeah, I hope so as well. I can see a really great Bat Family episode as well. Yeah, Tim getting more attention, that'd be cool. Darkness. I mean, I heard Dark Knight Strikes Again was not great. The Dark Knight Returns, yes. The Dark Knight Strikes Again, no. Anthony, I played a little bit more of that. Of course, I played it for the channel, the opening of it for the channel for that video. I played a little bit more a couple nights ago. It was definitely interesting. It's like switched around between some characters and stuff, trying to figure out how to. But yeah, well, it was fun. Awesome. Well, that is great, Joseph, that it made it up there. That's really cool, man. That's cool. Shang-Chi definitely deserves that. Any games excited for in the future? Yes. So Horizon Forbidden West. I'm so excited for that game. Trying to think. Gotham Knights, of course. Can't forget about Gotham Knights. Trying to think. That even though we haven't heard much from it, that Hogwarts game that was supposed to come out this year that got delayed until next year. I think it was delayed till next year. I'm interested in that. I grew up on Harry Potter, so I'm curious to see what that's all about. But I mean, in terms of what we know is coming, Horizon Forbidden West, I cannot wait to play that game. I love the first game so much. And Gotham Knights. Who would you like to see in the Armageddon event that has been announced? Oh, Superman. No question. Superman. DC Future State, Batman and Wonder Woman, great reads. Also check out Doomsday Clock. Oh, Doomsday Clock. Yes, of course. Check out Doomsday Clock if you haven't already. Hey, Chancellor, it's been a long while. Hey, Billy. What's Dark Knight Strikes Again? I haven't heard that before. Is that a good reason? Yeah, probably a good reason. Probably the worst Spider-Man comic of all time. They're making hints at that story by No Home. I mean, yeah, they're hinting at it, but who knows if they'll actually do it. I'm not that excited for this. I mean, I'm interested. I want to see gameplay before I have a decision. Because with Gotham Knights, we saw gameplay. And the hope is that they polish it up and make it even better. Because my hope is that when we see Gotham Knights at DC Fandom next month, that we see more polish and it looks way better. Hopefully. It looked pretty solid as it is, but we'll see. My next game will be Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, cool. Yes, Court of Owls. Can't wait to see what they do with Court of Owls. I'm truly hoping they give us something at the upcoming PlayStation event for God of War, Ragnarok. We'll see. You think Marvel could gain the same success it got in the past Tony Stark and Steve Rogers era? Possibly. I mean, right now we're still living in a pandemic era, so it's kind of hard to judge that. But I mean, Shang-Chi is definitely a good sign. Black Widow did pretty good, but Black Widow had horrible second weekend. It definitely did not good. They announced, of course, the first weekend numbers for Black Widow in terms of Disney Plus, but I think Shang-Chi in theaters is what's helping it, because if it's exclusive to theaters, you can't go, because see, and I tweeted about this for when I talked about how Shang-Chi's been really successful. Someone had tweeted about how Suicide Squad failed. The Suicide Squad failed because of a number of reasons in terms of box office. The film was damn good, but it failed in box office because, number one, it's R-rated. That's not really a big factor, but the fact it's R-rated does stop some people from seeing it. The biggest factor is the fact, and it's debatable, but I think the biggest factor is it's on HBO Max. Essentially for free, if you pay $15 a month on HBO Max, you can get access to it immediately. You pay $15, you get access to it as much as you want. You can rewatch it as much as you want at home. You don't have to go anywhere. You can watch from home. Also, on top of that, HD perfect copies of Suicide Squad are all over for people to watch illegally on pirating websites. So there was a ton of people that saw it for free on a pirating website without having to pay a dime on HBO Max or going to see it in the theater. And also, too, another big factor is the first Suicide Squad film, even though it's not connected per se, but it kind of is with some of the characters. The film was received horribly. I mean, it earned a lot of money in the box office. I'm surprised. But the response and people talking about that movie now, leading up to the Suicide Squad, people hated that movie. People couldn't stand that movie. So I feel like that all of that was hurting it at the end. It was just hurting it. That's not good. Upcoming anime DC. Yes, I'm excited for it. I'm excited. Yes. Do you think Batman is really dead in Gotham Knights? I don't know. We'll see. We know Spider-Man. We know Spider-Man 2 is happening. We'll have to see what happens with that. We know it's coming, though. We know it's coming. Favorite comic movie of the year so far, minus Snyder Cut, as we know. Yeah, I would say Snyder. I'm still. Yeah, I think Snyder Cut definitely is. But you're talking about theatrical, Shang-Chi. But yes, I see your point. DC has done good track R-rated movies. I mean, it has, but box office wise, not so much. You think we'll get Arrow again maybe for last season of Flash? Possibly. That's the most likely place where he would pop up if he is going to. There'll be some wall crawling combat. That's great news on me and people who have played web shows. It's cool. I mean, they have to add some variety. They have to change it up essentially, because Spider-Man Miles Morales was essentially DLC for Spider-Man, but not really, because it had its own story. It was shorter, but it had some new things in terms of combat and stuff with Miles. But essentially, it wasn't a completely redesigned Spider-Man. It wasn't like a brand new Spider-Man game in a sense of that, a whole new dynamic of characters and like a bunch of brand new stuff. You have to add some variety for Spider-Man 2. You got to do that. And the reason it bombed because of the first movie in Margot Robbie's Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. That film did not do good either. Nope. I think after Spider-Man No Way Home, Sony is going to take Spider-Man back. Possibly. Any interest in? Yeah, I have interest. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. Yes. What is superhero you want to see get a movie? Dr. Fate. At the end of Shang-Chi, I yelled in theater, "Let's give it up for Shang-Chi," and I proceeded to clap, and everyone else clapped. That's awesome. That's cool. You need to play it. I mean, it's not going to take you as long as the Spider-Man to beat, but Miles Morales, you need to play it. I don't know. I don't know if we will. When will we get the Punisher in the Spider-Man game? I don't know. Billy, it's possible. It's possible, Billy. So who do you think the sixth member of the Sinister Six is in the upcoming Spider-Man movie? Any hopes for a particular villain? People are saying it's going to be not the Lizard. It's going to be Scorpion from Tom Holland's world. Do you think Marvel should recast Chadwick's Black Panther? Well, they've already said they're not going to. And so it doesn't really matter what my opinion is, because they're not going to do it. They've already said they're not going to do it. I think it's better that they don't. Just leave it as is, in my opinion. That's just me. So that's the live stream, guys. Hope you guys had a good time. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, hanging out. It was fun talking about Shang-Chi, talking about comics, talking about MCU stuff, talking about Arrowverse stuff. It was great, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Make sure you go watch Spectacular Spider-Man reactions, playlist on the channel. Make sure you go check out Wolverine and the X-Men if you guys haven't seen this on the channel. And Titans, What If, all of that. And enjoy. And my Shang-Chi reaction, my review of Shang-Chi is out on the channel as well. So if you haven't seen any videos, make sure you go check out on the channel. Check out any of the past videos. There's been quite a variety of them, but hope you guys are doing well. And good night, everybody. Peace out and have a great rest of your evening and have a good day tomorrow as well. Peace out, guys. Peace out.